Hey everyone, Joe here again and welcome back to another video. Today we are continuing my series in reviewing my thyroid cancer story. The first video was my very first video that we looked at, literally, in the series. We went all the way back to the very beginning, day one, which was a very strange experience. And to even look at myself, I felt like I looked like a different person. Voice sounded different. Different to what I'm dealing with now, that's for sure. Now, this video that we're going to be looking at now isn't just the next video in line, because there was a lot of hanging around and a lot of me being angry. So we're kind of moving on from that. I don't need to sit there and watch myself be angry about something that happened 6 years ago, particularly. There was waiting just because what happened is that I got the pathology back. They said it was cancer. They said, can you come in on Friday for surgery? And this was on the Monday. And I'm like, yeah. That was kind of what it was like. It was like, yeah, I suppose. And then they cancelled it the day before because it turned out that they had that the oxygen was broken in the hospital. I mentioned this briefly in the last video. So that was really stressful. That happened in between. And I really kind of strung out the videos back at that then. Now I'm a lot more kind of concise with my information delivery, and I don't have to make a video about every single little thing, because back then I kind of did. I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest, and I was angry. I was very angry, and I'm definitely not like that now. So this video we'll be looking at the kind of the day of surgery and the recovery, some of the recovery, and getting back home and stuff like that. So there will be some post-surgery images in this video as I guess I'm going to say a trigger warning. They will be in there. I can't remember when, so I will not be I will not be audibly telling you when they are. I think what I do in the video is actually mention it. I hope anyway. So headphones go in, I have a listen, which is going to be ridiculous. Also, I need to make sure I've got the right audio capture set up, because I am a nightmare when it comes to audio settings. I feel like it's the biggest pain in the backside thing I ever have to deal with. Right. You're not that, you're not that. Nope. None of the right. There we go. Okay, so hopefully everyone should be able to hear this, and we'll get ourselves into it.
Go. So it's whatever time it is. What time is it? Do you know?
I don't have my watch on me. Sorry, shaky camera now.
It's alright.
It's 1:45.
Okay, so 1:45 on the day of surgery. I have changed into the wonderful gown. This is my dressing gown now.
I'm always doing this thing where I look at it, I'm like, God, I look like hell. I don't know if you've seen the movie Anchorman, where he's like, Audrey, I look like hell. That's how I think I look whenever I'm looking at all of these. I always think it's really bad, and I kind of wish that I looked better. Also, we're very quiet. It's very quiet here as well during this, and the reason why it's so quiet is because I'm literally just around the corner from the waiting room in the hospital.
Hospital 1.
I pumped on a little bit.
I've been here since 7 o'clock this morning, waiting for my turn. And yeah, last thing I could have a drink was at I had it at 11. And yeah, just waiting. I didn't think it would be my turn next, but apparently it is. So they got me to change, now I'm sitting down waiting. Kim's here, hence why I have a camera person. And yeah, next up, the nerve-wracking bit of surgery.
I did not know what to say. I don't know why I felt this was a good time to record something, other than I feel like it's what vloggers do, they film everything all the time, and I'm not like that anymore. I'm like, I like my green screen behind me, I like recording in front of my computer, Far easier for editing. Far easier for editing. And how many times am I saying all the time, And I've got my green bag of possessions. Interesting thing with my green bag of possessions, I'm going to point this out. I don't smoke. I never ever have. Somehow, that green bag of possessions ended up with a packet of cigarettes in. When I went to leave, I took all my stuff out of it and I had it in there. And I'm like, what? Weird thing. Just one of those weird things that happened. Not expecting that at all. Oh, apparently surgery went well, but I felt too rough to film straight away. Besides, I was eating a cheese sandwich. I did. I had a...
So
oh,
this
guy looks like hell. I had a cheese sandwich. I had time. Like, I went in for surgery and I came out, and I still had time to have something to eat, because the first one, I was waiting all day for surgery. It was just awful. I got there at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't have to go for surgery until 6 in the evening. So when I came out, there was nothing to eat. There was no food available. So that was awful. But this time, cheese sandwich. And oh my goodness, the cheese sandwich was amazing. Also, I was in a private room as well, so I felt like I could record. But this is like me and my little private toilet.
Day after surgery, it's about 10:30 in the morning. Warning. Graphic wound filming coming up.
Oh, here we go. I warned.
So, going to surgery, had problems putting a line in, which was fantastic. So I've currently got a hole in one hand, a port in one, and an IV in my wrist. So that's great. Obviously my voice still works, which is always good. That's a very real risk of having thyroid removal surgery, is that something stops working. Nerve damage and stuff like that. They do try to make sure that doesn't happen. But yeah, time for the interesting bit, which is what stuff looks like. So that's my wonderful cut.
I feel like I'm going to jump in and probably repeat what I said then. But yeah, that's my wound, my wonderful wound. They went in through the previous scar that I already had, and they do this weird thing with a stitch, where the stitch goes inside and it's stitched, and then it has an entry and exit on either side of it, and then they tape it down here. I'm a pretty hairy guy. You can't really tell because my chest hair is white these days, but pretty hairy guy. Now this, actually no, it's easier. I'll move myself over to this side. This here that you can see, is the wound drain. This is the worst bit. This is actually the worst bit of having surgery, is the wound drain. That goes all the way up into, you can kind of track it. I move my mouse, it's difficult to tell, but yeah, that goes all the way up into the wound, and then it's just draining off into this little tub, which I am holding in my hand, I believe.
They went in through the same place, and what you can see there as well is a drain wound, which is connected to this little pile of goo.
Here it is.
There.
Gross.
But there you go. Now you know. I currently have like my own private little bathroom, which is nice, but I'm being moved into a bay because I don't really need a side room. But yeah, I will keep everyone updated as things happen.
Eyes like
And
this.
keep filming. Kim's going to be coming to visit later on around about 2, which will be quite nice. But I will catch you guys later on.
I did not feel comfortable filming on the ward. I thought about it, and I decided it was disrespectful to other people, to not give them their privacy. So I decided against it. So I'm like one of those rare vloggers who doesn't film stuff with other people around and talk and all of that, because I don't want to be that guy, or this, oh my god, vloggers, they're so annoying. I don't want to be that person. I never did. Besides, there was some dude on the ward, if I remember correctly, who kept getting his wang out, and that wasn't great. So it was an old boy, kept getting his wang out, and that was awful.
So
Embarrassing.
It's Monday morning. I am at home now. For the sake of everyone else's privacy, I didn't film anymore at hospital because I didn't have like my own private bathroom, private room anymore. So out of respect for everyone else around me, I decided not to film. I'm actually feeling pretty chipper, considering, I only had surgery on Friday. I am feeling a bit tired, but I got a really good night's sleep last night. It was good to be back in my own bed. Clive was okay about it. He mainly slept between my legs, which was quite nice. Being stuck in one position sleeping is pretty poop, because you end up with a sore. I've got a bit of a sore back today, just because I normally sleep on my side. It's my preferred sleeping position, and a bit of a sore neck, but that's going to be natural considering I've had surgery on my neck. So what happened on Saturday morning, the drain came out.
That was awful. The drain coming out was awful.
So I'm going to be showing some stuff again, so if you don't like it, look away, too late. So I've got just like a little sticker over it. So looking at it in a bit more detail, you can see I've got like one very long stitch basically, and that runs all the way across. Now I'm going to be having the district nurse come out and take that out for me and remove the sutures.
Now, that was a weird thing, having district nurse come out, and I don't know if that was because I had cancer at this point, so they were like, well, we'll have the district nurse come out. I live 3 minutes from my local hospital on foot. I could get there really easily, and I did for the first time I had surgery, so I don't know why they had a district nurse come out. And it wasn't just the district nurse that came out when they came out, it was the district nurse, their supervisor, a trainee, and then another nurse. So for some reason I had 4 people turn up, and I'm like, hi, welcome into my tiny little studio flat. My cat's scared if you don't touch him. Very much like that. It's like, he doesn't, what do you want to do? How are we doing this? It's mostly peeled off already, and this is really a one-person job, and I don't know why they brought 4 people. No idea, but that's what happened. Little anecdote I didn't cover or talk about afterwards, I don't think.
Everything else is okay. I've managed to wipe quite a bit of the pink stuff they put on, in your head, insert like films and things like casualty, ER, and all that kind of stuff. They use iodine, it's brown, they wipe it on. No, I use pink stuff. It's really weird pink stuff.
Yeah, it is weird.
I kept finding the sticky tab things on me from where they did all my monitoring and stuff. I was hooked up to the heart rate monitors.
Yeah, ECG was the word I was looking for. Couldn't find it, couldn't think about it. But yeah, I was covered in these tabs, and they sent me home with them on, which is bad. They're not supposed to do that. They were supposed to take them off. I didn't enjoy being in hospital much.
So I found one on my back, found one on my right arm, and then no one took them off, which was a bit weird. But yeah, so that happened on Saturday. I've been able to like go to the toilet on my own and stuff, and wander around, and been pretty good about it. Then yesterday, which obviously was Sunday, they came around in the morning. Excuse me, just taking a tablet. They came round and they did like the rounds that the doctors do, and they were happy with my calcium levels because they've been doing blood tests most nights. In the morning, they did Saturday morning, Saturday evening, or Saturday night. It was like 11:30. He came into blood, and they did the calcium levels because they wanted to make sure my parathyroids aren't damaged. And they all seem to be working fine. My calcium levels are good. Got no numbness in fingers or face, which apparently can happen. So that's all good.
Since then, I developed a vitamin D deficiency, which could be down to being inside so much during COVID. Not entirely sure, but I take a vitamin D supplement currently to help combat that. And vitamin D and calcium are connected. Like that, you rely on them for absorption, but you can't have them at the same time as you have for your levothyroxine. So if you are someone who has damaged parathyroids and you've got low calcium and low vitamin D, you want to be taking those supplements like in the evening. If you take your levothyroxine in the morning, you'll want to take them separately from each other because they can interrupt the absorption of your levothyroxine.
So yeah, they were happy to discharge me, and I found that out around about, I don't know, maybe 10:30. I didn't get out of there until like 5.
7 hours
It
waiting.
took that long because I waited on the final blood test to come back, which was like around 2ish, I guess. And then I had to wait for pharmacy to issue me with my thyroxine, which took forever. Because that's something they didn't have in the ward. They had the paracetamol to give me, which is fine. But yeah, there's been like a real bit of inconsistency in care, I feel, compared to this time and last time. So last operation I went in and things went a certain way, and then this time around they went completely different. Like I wasn't given any like bowls of water to clean myself with. I was expected just to go to the bathroom and wash myself up. And for one ward over, I don't know if there's a difference between the wards, like a level of care involved.
It was the same hospital as well. This is Watford General I was at, and that's where I had the surgery, my hemi and then the completion for the thyroidectomy is Watford General. And Watford General does have quite a bad reputation as a hospital. It's busy, underfunded, and in a really awful place as well. It's very difficult to get to within Watford. And anyone that has been to Watford, had to go to Watford General, will know that it has a bit of a reputation, and it's not big enough, not enough funding, there's not enough staff, that they struggle. So I can see where things fall through the cracks, and having been to different hospitals for different things now, I've had a lot of time spent at Luton Dunstable, obviously been through Royal Marsden now as well, Mount Vernon. I know that they will have the similar challenges. I haven't spoken about any of the food. I didn't speak about the hospital food, but I remember the salmon teriyaki being very nice.
I don't really know that. I mean, there seem to be some, I guess, sicker people on my ward this time round. Also, I was given anti-sickness injections in my stomach, like a little clicker thing, to help, not anti-sickness, anti-deep vein thrombosis injections, which was different. I've not had that.
Anti-deep vein thrombosis injections. It's not a technical term. It's anti-coagulation, Joe. And little did I realise that I would have to do it for 2 years to myself later on down the line, because I developed a blood clot. Like, who saw that coming? Not me. At this point, no, clueless. I had the good kind of cancer at this point. Remember that? I had the good kind, because I was told by the doctors it was the good kind.
Last time, and that was every morning they come around, click, which stung. Which sounds like a weird thing to complain about. So yeah, when I had my cannula taken out, I did manage to soak through a piece of gauze really, really quickly, which was good. That's because as soon as it came out, I was like, right, ready to go, let's carry on. Because every time I normally have a needle taken out of my arm, I don't bleed at all. But blood thinners obviously took their effect. So this is what my wrist looks like. You see,
oh God,
those are there just because when we
oh my God, that is awful. You can see the bruising down my arm, and you can see where I was cannulated in 2 different places on one hand, and the bruising up there. So that's where they tried. Yeah, they tried it there, failed, and then they'd managed to get in 2 places here. And then you can see the sticky stuff that I just couldn't wash off, and they didn't give me help washing off when they removed the cannulas. Because they remove the cannulas, then they kick you out the door. And that's what they do. It's always the last thing that gets done at hospital is they remove the cannulas, turf you out. Because anything can go wrong between them saying, yes, you can go home, to you actually leaving.
Took the dressing off, it was stuck to it. You see, you've got a hole on the top. Each one of them is a hole as well where they went in, so they went in a few times, I'm guessing. And there as well, a little dot.
I forgot that.
All in all, I don't have a huge amount to complain about, which is pretty good. I'll be resting up today. Tomorrow I have my CT scan, so I'll be going for that. And yeah, I've got like 28 days worth of thyroxine to take. Paracetamol they say to take. It's like 2 tablets every 4 hours. 2 tablets 4 times a day. Not every 4 hours, that's not right. But yeah, so that's Clive's obviously happy I'm back. He's wondering why I'm holding up a thing speaking to it. And I'm going to go and chill out and upload this. But yeah, thanks for keeping track. Everyone's been really, really great. I've loved to have messages from people telling me that they have them okay and like offering support and stuff. So thank you. It's been lovely. I'm going to continue to do these because obviously there's more treatment coming up and more things on the horizon.
but yeah, I'm feeling a lot more positive now the operation's over, which is quite nice. And yeah, it goes on. And again, please share, because there are people out there who don't know what to expect. They don't know how quick they're going to be up and about and feeling okay again. And this is me literally using all of my like my allotted time of use of voice today, because you actually have like a really weak voice after, and it kind of fades out and stops working. And what are you doing, buddy?
Good old Clive.
We do. So yeah, but yeah, please share. Someone else might find this interesting and helpful, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you.
You know, I'm not sad that I moved away from the holding a camera at arm's length to record stuff. Moving away from that was a good choice, having a tripod, and then, you know, moving over to this kind of more digital setup that I have now. I'm still looking at that forehead and thinking how spotty that is. You know, I'm 32 there. I shouldn't be having acne on my forehead, and you know, I always had reasonably okay skin as a teenager and in my 20s. And looking back at it, I always think that maybe it's something wrong with my thyroid that caused that, or contributed with it. That, or the fact that I was scraping my hair back into this top knot, really keeping it super tight and super bunched. I was like this with it. But then eventually my skin got a lot better after I went through chemotherapy. It's like it sterilized my forehead, like proper sterilized it, and you know, reset all of my skin biome, which is a weird thing to have happened. But yeah, I mean, I had no idea that I would still be making these videos now. I had no clue. I didn't think that I would still be making these videos 6 years down the line. I didn't think that the journey would go the way it has. At all. Not at all. And I know so much more about all of this than I did right then. I'm speaking with some knowledge, some confidence, utterly clueless. My bathroom's a lot nicer now as well, actually. We had it done. After I had radioactive iodine a couple of years later after this, we moved into the flat and it was a shit tip. And then the plan was that we'd start working on it and improving it. We started, and then I had the surgery, and then life got in the way. So we've made some improvements over the years. I'm definitely never doing a flat tour, so don't ask or consider it or think about it. But yeah, innocent Joe. This guy had no clue. I'm always like, this guy was clueless, did not know what he was in for at all. And I have so many tweets and so many Facebook posts where I was like, boy, that has aged badly, where I've looked at it. And of course, a small reminder why I'm doing this and I'm going over this is because it's Thyroid Cancer Awareness Month. Honestly, if you've watched this far, you probably already know it is, because you watched my previous update video where we spoke about, you know, what my most recent scan results. Now I'm going to carry on doing this series, going to carry on going through these key points. I'm not sure what the next one's going to be. I haven't picked it yet. I'm literally going to pick it in a minute and then go through it. So that'll be fun. That'll be a good one. But oh my goodness, breaks my heart a little bit every time I see Clive, because he was my best buddy throughout the whole thing. You know, he really looked after me. I always say my cat looked after me by being there on my lap, next to me, cleaning me, all that kind of stuff. What a guy, what a ledge. Right, time to call it on this video. So guys, make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter, link is in the video description. And don't forget, check your neck. Thyroid Cancer Awareness Month. Thyroid cancer is one of the most treatable thyroid cancers. If caught early, if caught late, you will find yourself, or could find yourself, in a situation like me, and you're fucked. You don't want that to happen, so check your neck. Right, once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.